Right now.
We're live. We're live. Yeah, right now.
Right now.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to OCR Talkback, number 29, I think. Wow.
Dang.
29 or 28? 28. 28.
That's still more than half of a year of Talkback.
Yeah, I know. This is OverClocked Remixes weekly web show where we take questions from the community and talk about VGM and other fun stuff. Video games, VGM, regular music, whatever. Usually we have OverClocked Remix staff members and remixers and stuff. And tonight we have, I'm your host DarkeSword, and we have Dia is here, DragonAvenger, and then Arrow is here, Larry OG as always, and WillRock is also here with us from the UK. It's super late where he is, but that's still cool.
Do you know it's dark there?
It is dark there. That's why he has his camera off.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why he just doesn't turn on a light, but whatever.
That's kind of what I was trying to imply.
I know. Apparently, they don't have electricity in the UK.
Yeah, it gets turned off.
That's how he's joining us via internet call.
I don't need a light.
He doesn't need electricity.
I live in darkness.
Okay.
I am the
anyway.
Prince of Darkness. Actually,
Yeah.
no, I'm not.
That's no good. So if you're watching out there, nobody's watching right now. There's 0 viewers.
That's a lie. I just had somebody.
Oh, there's 2. Oh, there's 2. Okay, never mind. Awesome. If you're watching, tweet your questions with the hashtag OCR Talkback. We will endeavor to answer them to the best of our abilities. So while people are getting in and tweeting their questions, let's start off the way we always start off. What VGM are you guys listening to this week?
I've never heard video game music in my life, so...
Oh, really? You should check it out. There's some pretty good ones. I like that soundtrack from, like those Madden games.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, those are pretty good.
That's brutal. Yeah, anyway.
What are you listening to, Larry?
Anyway, yeah, well, I'll give a strong endorsement to the newest OC remix by that Andy guy, Street Fighter Alpha 2, The Strongest, a combo of Sakura and Dan's themes.
Oh, wow.
Pretty sweet. It's like I mentioned in my comments on there, it sounds a lot like what Poe would make if he tackled those themes together. Obviously, he collabed with Joshua Morse on a Dan mix.
Yeah.
A way back. But yeah, it's a great mix. Like, head to ocremix.org and check that out. Again, Street Fighter Alpha 2, The Strongest by that Andy guy, newcomer. So hopefully he will send some more.
Cool.
Pretty awesome stuff. Yeah. And then on the OC Records front, again, Overclock Records. .com. Sweet new album up by Pongball, the Grinzia original soundtrack. So done in her Super Nintendo style.
Signature Super NES style.
It's excellent 16-bit
Like
beauty.
music. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's awesome. So we just put it up on there. She just released it yesterday. So do check that out. The Grinzia original soundtrack.
Excellent.
It's pretty sweet. Yeah, Pongball is awesome. So
Yeah, she's
go
really
get
good.
it.
She's very talented. Dia, what are you listening to?
I gotta start though. Admittedly, I did not check the OCR front page today, so he kept saying that Andy guy, and I kept.
Oh, you thought you was just talking about like.
Oh, you're not talking about yo man.
Yeah, no, I thought you were talking about that Zircon guy.
That Zircon guy.
And then I looked at it and I'm like, oh, clever. Clever. I've been listening to. I downloaded an iOS game called Brave Frontier, and it actually has decent music.
Ah, yeah.
I've been enjoying listening to that and clicking my little units to go attack bros.
Yeah, we used to play that Facebook game. What was it called?
Knights of the Crystals,
Knights of
man.
the Crystals, man. We used to play that Facebook game all the time. I can't play any more games like that anymore after Knights of the Crystals.
I don't know. I think you'd like it.
You know what? It was the art that got me with Knights of the Crystals.
This
That
has
was
cute
really-
art.
Yeah, it's not. It's not as good as the Knights of the Crystals. I don't know.
I don't know. Gameplay's better.
Maybe.
Which, admittedly, that Knights of the Crystals was, here's your quest.
Yeah, click.
5
click.
energy.
It was the epitome of bad Facebook game. I can't believe we were so obsessed with it.
Yep. click on it, and it progresses 10%.
Oh yeah.
You're out of energy. You paid
I got
$99.
super into it, man. I was making like spreadsheets and stuff. It was awful.
How were you guys playing this?
Oh, it was so good though. The art was so good.
Did you
The art
pay
was-
money?
No.
No, we never
Yes.
did.
All right, good.
Yes, I
But
did.
think
You did?
I did actually pay money for like one thing, and it.
Oh no! You're a
maybe,
lark.
maybe
I
we
paid like $5.
yeah, maybe we put in like a touch of money for it.
Yeah. Yeah, it was bad.
You're a whale.
Although you do have to admit there was butt cleavage in one of the arts.
I don't know about that.
That was kind of like that's a bit much there.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, I know.
It was
what
like
you're talking
one of the classes. It was
about.
like
I remember.
you
I remember.
pull up your pants.
But you know what though? Like the character art was really good, and that's why I played the game.
Character art was good.
That's like that was the whole reason for playing the game. I'm gonna look
Character art
up.
in this game's good. It's all like chibi.
Yeah. Whatever. I don't know.
All right. Whatever, man.
Yeah.
I think you'd like it, but
Whatever.
all right.
All right.
Gerald, what do you listen to?
On a Diddy Kong Racing kick recently.
Oh wow.
Very nice.
Mostly thanks to Ben Briggs. His what was the name of that album? Bootleg Circuit came up on my iPhone, and I just got into that. I was just like, oh, Diddy Kong Racing.
We should make a hip hop album of that game and call it P Diddy Kong Racing.
And then get sued.
Wow.
And then get sued.
Yeah. We would get sued so bad.
We would get sued.
I do think we would get to.
All right, forget it.
I think we should still do it. We get way more. We get way more attention out of it. That'd be great.
Yeah. Okay. All right. What are you listening to, man?
I don't listen to video game music. I
Oh,
listen to real music.
Oh, okay.
Video game
Wow.
music is overrated. It's all chip tunes and shit. I never understood it personally.
Yeah.
I totally agree with you.
Yeah.
Every way.
Totally.
Yeah. So what real music are you listening to?
Super Mario.
Yeah, nice.
Very good.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
What am I listening to? Oh, Larry, did you say what you already said what you were listening to?
No, I did. I was also going to mention that I've been doing a little source tune research and stuff like that, so I've been listening to a lot of Crystallis.
Crystallis.
That's right. So I've added source tune names for our 3 Crystallis remixes on the website.
Wonderful.
How it's supposed to be said?
Crystallis?
I always said Crystallis.
I
don't
always
know.
said Crystallis. I don't know.
Yeah, Crystallis here.
Isn't that the ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da?
Yes.
That's right.
Ba-ba-da.
I think we should call it Crystallis.
Yeah. Crystal. Without crystal. Crystal-less.
Crystallis.
like that.
Yep.
Crystal-less. No crystal.
Sure. But anyway, so if you go to the page with that, there are a bunch of song titles there. So,
Cool.
wow. They're
See, now we need to
semi-official.
make a mix of it and call it Crystal-less.
Yeah. Yeah,
Crystal
absolutely.
Light.
Crystal Light. Crystal
Cool,
Pepsi.
refreshing drink.
Crystal Pepsi.
Oh,
Crystal
no.
Pepsi.
Oh.
Right now.
All right, so I think we need to make an album now.
Yeah, of all crystal stuff.
Crystal-themed
Yeah.
album.
Oh, and call
Crystal
it Crystal Clear Pepsi.
Crystal Pepsi.
Crystal
with
meth.
Crystal. Call it the Crystal Method, and then get sued again.
yeah.
Can't wait.
Crystal Pepsi was
Have the worst rap mix of all time on this album, and somebody will call that one Cristal.
yeah.
Crystal.
Crystal, so bad.
Sweet.
Oh man, the ideas are flowing tonight, man. I've been playing Muramasa Rebirth on my Vita this week. That game has pretty good music from Base Escape, Sakimoto. It's really good. It's super Japanese vibe. Very good game. Very good music. So I'm enjoying that a lot. And what else am I listening to? I haven't really been listening to a lot of music this week. Mostly
You
podcasts.
don't listen to video game music.
I do listen to video game music.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do.
I listen to Justin Bieber.
No, you don't.
No, I don't. I was
No, you
lying.
don't.
I'm sorry.
You're not Andrew.
No. Oh boy. All right. Let's see if there's any questions, man. Are there any questions?
There's a couple on Twitter.
Oh boy. All right. Let's see. Ah, Ivan Hochstock. What music genre do you feel is underrepresented on OC Remix?
Crystal genre.
Yeah, Crystal.
Crystal, no. Underrepresented?
Reggae, country.
Yeah, reggae, country, rap,
Bluegrass.
hip
Yeah, we
hop.
can do more rap. I mean, we have plenty, but we always want more.
We have a lot of standout hip hop tracks, but the thing is, I still feel like it's underrepresented.
Right.
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah,
Dixieland.
I would love to see. Yeah. A lot of like jazzier stuff, older jazz, Dixieland, ragtime,
Bluegrass.
Yeah, definitely a lot of that stuff. A lot of what OC Remix
Acapella.
is like
Acapella.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Acapella
I've got a
is
couple
needed.
ideas for acapella mixes that I need to make into more than just ideas.
Yeah,
Get some shark beatboxing.
yeah, I can do it. I'll do it.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Cool. Will, what do you think, man? What's underrepresented?
I don't know.
You don't know.
How about that 80s rock, man? I think there's not enough of that.
Yeah, I can do that. Maybe.
Are you awake, bro? You're even there? You're just like,
He was gonna
Yeah,
say
I mean-
butt. He was gonna say butt rock, and then he got tired or whatever. Surf would be awesome.
Oh yeah, surf rock. Frederick D does a lot of that. He's
Like
good
the
at that.
Beach Boys. Yeah, what we should hear? A Silver Surfer track that is surf rock.
Yes!
Oh, you do it. You gotta
That's
do
a
it.
great idea.
You gotta
That
do
is-
it. That's
that
a
is
great
very
idea
common.
for Will to do.
Oh, it didn't say me.
Like the corniest title, like Surf's Up!
Silver Surf's up.
Silver Surf's Up, bro! Whoa.
Silver surf's up.
Crystal Silver Surf's Up.
I'm totally playing this into the ground tonight.
Oh yeah, you are. Don't stop. Don't
I'm
ever
just
stop.
gonna keep driving
Don't
it.
ever stop. Don't ever stop.
we just need to have an album with just completely cheesy, mind-numbingly obvious titles with no effort, like
Yeah.
Silver Surf's up, and
Yeah.
Surf's down.
that didn't even make sense.
Surf's Up, Surf
That
Down.
didn't even make any sense.
Surf and Turf.
Surf and turf. There you
Oh
go.
my god.
Surf straight.
Yeah.
Oh.
Wipe out. Wipe in. It's like the dumbest
Wax
titles.
on. Wax off.
Yeah. Oh boy. All right. Okay. I hope that answers the question with music genres. Let's see. Carl Serbian
Wiping.
asks, "What's your opinion on free emulators of a game sold on Nintendo's Virtual Console?" I think this is my third time asking.
I didn't even see the other ones.
I don't know, man. What's your opinion on free emulators of a game sold on Nintendo's Virtual? Oh, you mean like ROMs and stuff?
Yeah, basically now that VC is out, what do we think about the emulators that are out there?
I don't know, man. I think you should always support the companies and buy your games. Piracy isn't like the coolest thing in the world.
Why buy?
It's
it?
obviously it's convenient. But if you're able to buy a game, just buy it.
Mm-hmm. Hi, Tara. Hi.
Oh boy,
Hi.
is she on? Does she want to be on Talkback?
Apparently so.
Tara, what VGM are you listening to this week?
Wait.
Oh no! Don't do that. Oh, we got a big beard. Oh,
Hello.
What's up, man?
What? Big beard.
Big beard. Actually, no. Beard was trimmed. Now it's just this part and this part that's growing out.
Uh-huh.
This is what his beard looks like trimmed.
Yeah, it's as close as I can get.
I know that's
So,
crazy.
since the cat is not answering the question, I'm going to ask you instead.
Yeah.
What VGM are you listening to this week? Anything good?
This week I'm re-listening to Pokemon X and Y in anticipation for Pokemon Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, which was just announced this week. I'm also going back and listening through a whole bunch of Game Boy Advance games, including the Sonic Advance series and Mega Man Battle Network.
My left ear is dying right now.
No, it's not. It's not you. It's not you. I think it's Steve-O.
Steve-O switched that like high quality mic.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, hold on.
It's just like everyone at the same time was like checking their microphone settings.
I wasn't.
Okay, is that better?
Except
It sounds worse, but it comes through single channel now. All right.
Okay. Yeah.
Perfect.
Anyways, so I'm listening to all the Game Boy Advance stuff, and I'm probably gonna move on to the DS next week. But yeah, I haven't been on here in like 2 months. It's been quite a while.
Yeah. Welcome back.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I'm back now that Terrell's like 110% on staff. He still needs to drive to my house at the beginning of a talkback.
Yeah.
Oh right, and like show up behind your shoulder.
Yeah.
Be like what?
Yep. So I mean that's it. I've still got plenty of other stuff that I've been listening to. I've been doing a lot of mashups lately, though.
Oh yeah, cool.
Oh yes, the mashups. I
Yep.
remember those.
Steve-O, you do a lot of emulation. Let's ask you this question. What's your opinion on emulating games that are available on the Nintendo Virtual Console?
That's a tough question, because you could say that because it's on the Virtual Console, it could be an incentive for people who don't own the original game or the original console to buy that console just for that game. I know people who have bought the Wii U just because Earthbound was launched on it. Yeah. However, it took Nintendo so long that for people who already started emulating it beforehand, I mean, it depends on how you perceive game acquisition. I perceive emulation as a method of preserving games forever. Nintendo's Wii U store will eventually shut down and you won't be able to buy it anymore. And I still see emulation as the best way for people to have those historical copies.
Yeah.
I mean, I would buy games for the 3DS just because it would allow me to play them on the go.
Yeah.
Buy stuff for the Wii U if I had a Wii U or wanted a Wii U. I would say it's the same thing with official soundtracks. If it's available for purchase and it's not outside of your price range, like you don't have to forego eating for a month, then yes, go ahead and make the purchase.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're forgiven if you choose emulation, but as soon as you're able to, like... The other problem for me is that how much money goes to the original developers as opposed to the publishing company. I would assume that at this point the developer for Earthbound doesn't even get to see any of the royalties.
Well, isn't the developer for Earthbound Nintendo?
No, it was Ape, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like all those sub-companies. Like, unless it's Nintendo first party, and even then, Nintendo's first party division has changed radically over the last 20 years.
Yeah, but they don't fire anybody.
Well, they try not to fire anybody. Yeah. People do quit, though.
Sure.
So that's my perception on it. I bought a whole bunch of games on the 3DS Virtual Console.
Yeah, me too.
Definitely worth doing for stuff like Summer Carnival Rekka or whatever. Like this crazy shmup that was barely released back in the 1992 for the NES.
Yeah.
So, amazing music and really, really hard mechanics. And if I could get that, that's great.
Yeah.
What game in particular, or games in particular, were the subject of this emulation discussion?
Nothing. It was just what's your feeling on emulation for games that are available on the Virtual Console.
The problem with that is that they're being selective about it. It's not like
honestly, you know what? Like I was talking about this with my brother. I feel like at this point, Nintendo should just be giving away games like Super Mario Brothers. And, you know, like these really old, like classic games. Why are you even charging for these games anymore?
It's just like if they can make a sale on it, why wouldn't they?
No, but like just honestly, if I buy a Nintendo console, that should be like sitting there in like the VRAM or whatever. You know, I mean, it should just be there on there, honestly, because like these games are so old and they're so tiny. Come on.
Yeah, but then you think about it, the games that are not on there, like Pilot Wing 64, has that ever had a Wii? I don't even think it was released on the Wii Virtual Console. Like, you know, for games like that, those should be the games that they're giving away for free. And the reason why they don't do that is because they wouldn't get any sales at all anyway. You know, you'd get like 20 or 30 people to buy Pilot Wing 64, which I loved, even though
no, but what I'm saying is like really, really old NES games should honestly just be like part of the system, like just sitting there hard coded
I like the idea of what they're doing with like NES Remix, where they can do these things with classic games that are new, and that they should charge for. But I'm in your boat that things that are like commonly available and have been for so friggin' long.
Yeah. Like a 30-year-old Mario game. Come on.
Yeah, but there are still people who haven't played it. And if they're playing the new Super Mario Brothers 3D World Land 2 or whatever.
See, you're trying to Street Fighterize it, and it's really not that bad.
I don't understand how new counts as like a signifying difference between series.
I don't think they call it new anymore.
I have a quick question about this whole sort of free older games thing. Could you not necessarily say the same about music? The Beatles albums were released about 40, 50 years ago. Therefore, they should be free.
I guess.
Like, because technically people still enjoy them. Like the quality is still there. So should that not still be technically
you
paid
do make a
for?
good point that we did gloss over, that it still costs money to host and develop and port games, and while Nintendo is in no way, shape, or form sort of dying for money, even though they had a really crappy fiscal year, it takes time, it costs people money, and the hosting services are not free, so logically they should still be charging for it from a business perspective.
I don't know. I mean, I guess you could make the analogy with music, and old music is still available for sale. But at the same time, you have games have kind of evolved in a different way than music. The production values on games are much higher these days, and I
mean, it's despite that, it's still like. Yeah, are you making the case that video games are not as equal in art as music? Sorry.
Video games are not art. I'm gonna say that right now. No, I'm kidding.
I had a rough day. You're already doing this to me.
Oh no, I don't know. I feel like I'm not saying all old games need to be free. I'm just saying at this point with Nintendo, with their library, I feel like it would be a great idea for them to just start bundling these games into their consoles.
I do want
to because they're kind of like this is the first Mario game, this is the first Zelda game, this is where it all started. It sort of gives you a sense of history, I guess, almost. And it
would be a good incentive for people to get the system then. But I mean, I thought they already kind of do that with their free demos, or at least from their perspective. But they
do free demos, honestly. I mean, I have Nintendo consoles, and they don't really do free demos. I mean, they do demos like everyone else does demos, but they don't really give away games, So.
I mean, didn't they give away a whole bunch? Well, okay, that's a tangent. But you bring up a good point that I want to talk about right now. Have you guys heard about the free game that Nintendo's offering? I think it's called Rusty's Baseball on the 3DS.
No.
I've heard of it because, number one, you were talking about it a week ago.
Rusty's Real Deal Baseball.
And then, number two, 3DS owners actually got, 3DS owners who have Spot Pass turned on with the company got an alert about the game a couple days ago, actually.
Right. This is Nintendo's take on freemium microtransaction stuff. So the game is free. You get it from the 3DS store, and you play through it, and immediately you're smacked in the face with this Animal Crossing-esque storyline. Like you're talking with the owner of this baseball equipment shop, and he starts saying these random things like how he wishes his wife would come home, and how he's got 19 kids to feed, and how he'd like to make one of them. And the whole thing is that the mechanics are they give you a game demo. You play through it, and then he asks you if you want to buy the full thing with real money. So, it starts off at $4, and one of the gameplay mechanics is you use the son to exploit the father and haggle his price down.
Oh, really?
Yes, so you can lower it to, I think, $2 per game.
Wow.
Which I think is really interesting. Now, I already bought the first game in it just because the storyline was hilarious. That is how I feel Nintendo should do free games that are not super, super old. That is a really nifty mechanic, and that is microtransactions done right because it makes you feel involved.
Yeah, I guess so.
I'm not paying for the actual game. The games themselves are stupidly silly. It's almost like WarioWare, but the story is just I'm paying for it to continue.
I guess so.
You buy WarioWare?
I do. I think I bought WarioWare. on the Game Boy Advance. I bought WarioWare Twisted, which never worked. I bought WarioWare for the GameCube. I bought WarioWare for the Wii. I didn't get Game & Wario because I don't own a Wii U.
I do remember dancing in your living room.
I still have a very vivid video of that.
Really?
Vivid.
Yeah. A vivid video.
It's very vivid video, yes. Vivid memory of a vivid video.
Vivid is a... never mind.
Is it perhaps even crystal vivid?
Yeah, I've boosted...
No, yeah, he wasn't here for that joke. You can't.
It doesn't matter.
He wasn't here for that joke.
It still doesn't matter.
I'll have to upload that clip along with the clip of Andrew shaving me in my bathtub.
Yeah, okay. Moving on. Phoenix Down asks, I recently attended my first live VGM cover band event. What are some of your favorite VGM cover bands? I like Overclocked University.
Yeah.
And I'm not just saying that because my friends are in it. They do really no, they're really good. Steve-O's in it, Dia's in it. I saw them at like every like event that we do, and they did Game Over, right? Game Over Baltimore.
We did Game Over. We did BitCham. We did Nerdapalooza.
Yeah, BitCham is where I saw you guys when I came down that weekend for BitCham.
I'm gonna tell a quick story that Steve-O already heard a couple weeks ago, but I almost got a ticket because of Overclocked University.
Nice.
Sorry.
So, Getting Wet in the Sunset came on from their freshman year CD while I was in the car, and that song kind of gets you hyped, kind of gets you pumped up. So I started driving faster without realizing it.
Oh no!
And then my cell phone app Waze told me that there was a cop like right ahead of me on the highway.
Boy.
I was just like, "Oh god, I gotta slow down."
Slow down,
barely made it.
The album that Jarrell is talking about is Overclocked University freshman year, which you can get on our Bandcamp for $6 or $8 for the digital CD version.
At the end.
Keep holding up that white piece of paper.
Yeah,
I know. Yeah, it's just blared out.
It's just like a.
Anyway.
I appreciate that. Just speaking on behalf of OCU, I feel like we do a really good job of incorporating, familiar and unfamiliar songs in styles that are easily approachable, and we do put on a pretty good stage show. We got the whole video thing, so I appreciate the comments, Jarrell and Char.
It's okay for me to praise you guys, but you can't praise yourself, Steve.
Oh, come on! Come on!
Awesome.
I also like Super Guitar Brothers. I really like.
Yes, they're amazing.
They're pretty good.
I really like them. Who else?
I like Gimmick a lot. I like them because they do so many obscure songs that nobody else would ever consider covering.
Yeah.
And that's sort of my VGM fetish right there. So.
What's also what's that Zelda like chamber music group? Is it Triforce?
Oh, Triforce Quartet.
Quartet. Yeah. I like them too. I saw that at MagFest.
Yeah, I was gonna mention.
I think they're really good. I like them.
Yeah, they played at Game Over with us in March. They were really, really good. Rare Candy's always good. The Lords of Thunder are great. What's it called? What's the band that came after Descendants of Erdrick?
I have no idea.
Those Who Fight. Those Who Fight are really good. Dia, what was that heavy metal band that covered Final Fantasy Tactics at BitGen last year?
Knights of the Round.
Yes,
oh, yeah.
They're fantastic.
Yeah.
Night of the Round.
Yeah, Night of the Round.
Oh.
They're a band. I thought it was like one
There's
guy.
only one of them?
Well, it was Justin's solo project, and then he formed a band around it.
Yep. Metroid Metal, Danimal Cannon. You could seriously just go down the whole list. There's so many.
Although I will put
I
a
like
vote in.
Dragon Force.
I will go ahead and put another vote in for Metroid Metal. They're like top tier for me.
Yeah.
They're pretty good.
Larry, who do you like?
Let's see.
If Larry wasn't muted, he might actually be able to say things.
No, for bands, damn. I mean,
don't listen to rock and roll music.
I haven't seen too many live besides Magfest and a couple of PAXs, but yeah, Super Guitar Brothers are just smooth as all get out.
Yeah, I love. They're so good.
Yeah, they're amazing to see live. If you have the opportunity to see them perform live, definitely do that. What the hell? Obviously, OCU, no doubt. The energy y'all have in the shows is just awesome. The video stuff works so well. I don't think I've actually been to a show where I've really gotten to what the heck?
Oh, totally forgot. Lonely Rolling Stars.
Oh, I didn't get to see them. Yeah, at the latest MagFest, but
yeah, the Smash Bros. Reformed with Grant Henry.
Yeah, man. So
they're nuts. They're just so crazy technical good.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet. I'm trying to think who else.
A couple MagFests ago, I got to see the Earthbound Papas.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
And very, very, very loud.
Yes.
Oh my goodness, they played their first
that
note.
is the mixer's fault, not the band.
Oh yeah.
They played their first note. We all looked at each other. We were like, "Oh dear."
Yeah.
That was pretty. Yeah, Earthbound Papas was tight, and Select Start. I've seen at MagFest. They are beautiful. They're great. I would love to see them do some more shows. I know they're kind of split up now. But they're great, and what the fuck else? I literally have to look through like a MagFest MagFest band list because that's really who I've seen perform. But
well, I mean, the question wasn't really like who have you seen. It's like who are your favorites. So
no, I know. But I mean, just there's so many. Like the one-ups.
I'm saying it's like you don't remember they're not really your favorite. That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
Oh, how dare you? How dare you?
He does have.
No, well, sometimes it's like maybe I haven't seen a band live too often, but they've got incredible musicianship. Like I didn't say the one-ups right away, but they're definitely way up there.
Yeah, but are they your favorite?
They're definitely one of my favorites. Yeah.
You can't put Larry on the spot with favorites. I mean, he's got a position of political power in OCR.
What the?
So do I. I don't care.
Talking about?
We're allowed to have favorites, man.
All right, so you're naming your favorite.
This ain't the forums. We can talk about favorites here.
We're allowed to have favorites.
Chromalodian.
Yeah.
I got to see their last show.
Also, this place is haunted.
Yeah, they're good too. Yeah, they had
them and their long, epic medleys.
Yeah.
All right.
Lots of good bands.
Let's move on. Carl Serbian asks, I'd like to re-ask last week's question on what DAW everyone uses, if not FL Studio.
Reaper.
That's it.
Cool Edit Pro 2.0.
You remember the jingle on Cool Edit Pro 2.0?
Oh yeah, I do. Sounds beyond.
Edit Pro.
Do you even use? Larry, do you even use Cool Edit Pro 2.0, or is your only DAW choice today? Like your only DAW choice today?
Wait. Cool Edit, guys. I use Goldwave.
Goldwave.
No, I'm just saying Larry's DAW of choice today is probably just MP3 tag.
MP3 tag.
Anyway,
Windows sound recorder with a 60-second time limit.
Windows sound recorder, sure.
Wow. Actually, I had a coworker ask me what my DAW was at work this week.
Was that what he meant though? Was it Digital Audio Workstation?
Yeah.
Okay.
I gave him Taste of OCR. I got him a copy of Overclocked University. Like he was super into it. Like his kid's also apparently big into video game music. So nice. He was asking me because he's trying to get back into learning guitar. He's like, "What DAW do you use?" And I said, I use Reaper. He's like, how expensive is that? So he's like, $200, $300. I'm like, no, Reaper's one of the more reasonable ones out there. It's like $40 cheaper than what FL Studio normally costs. Yeah. And it's versatile and lightweight. So for people who are just getting into it, I recommend it because of the super lenient trial period and its versatility.
And by super lenient trial period, isn't it just like it's free until you decide to pay for it?
And then the bug screen says 60 days, but they don't really freeze anything after the 60 days. At least not when I was doing it. So.
I'm not saying like get it and don't pay for it. That's not what I'm saying. Yeah, obviously, like if you find value in it, pay for it. But
yeah, no, I used it for 2 days and paid out of pocket for it without even running out the 60-day trial. Like it was that useful. So
it's basically free from what I've seen. I still open it sometimes. It works.
Except with all your VSTs that totally don't work in it.
I've got Ableton, so I'm good.
All right, let's move on. Unless anyone else has a DAW thingy.
I abuse Reason, but yeah. Reason.
You abuse Reason?
No, I use Reason.
Oh, okay.
I abuse it as well, but yeah.
Jeff Lee asks, how often do you struggle to produce a certain sound in your head? How do you address that problem? I struggle a lot actually. I'll have a lot of ideas for how I want a sound to come out, or a mix to sound, or something to how to write something, and then
that's exactly what's holding up FFI Water. Am
Yes.
I right?
No. It's because that he can't find that one sound font that he wants to use out of the 17 he uses.
Oh, that one
Next.
saxophone sound?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
one. That,
Yeah.
you know,
I lost
dark
it.
sax.
Lost
I lost
Dark
it.
Sax?
I
What?
lost it. No.
God.
But sometimes when you're writing something, you just, if you can't get the sound you're trying to get, you end up just experimenting and ending up with something else that sounds pretty good, but different. So you end up letting the process take you in a different direction. I guess, if that makes sense. Anyone else have a input on that?
I find it very, very difficult to replicate sounds in my head because it's not just sounds that you're replicating the mixing as well. Like when you envision how a bass sounds in a song, you don't have to just replicate the bass sound. You have to replicate how the bass sound sits in the mix, so everything else around it. And that requires a lot of tweaking. My normal solution is to approach it from like a DIY standpoint. Like if I can't find a particular sound in Contact or in Omnisphere, I'll just turn on my mic and try recording something and tinkering around with it to try and get it to sound like what I want it to. It can be very time intensive though, and that's the problem with most hobbyist musicians, is getting the time to dedicate to tweaking the sound to exactly what you hear in your head.
Yeah.
That's my 2 cents.
That's kind of like the giant pit that you end up in when you're producing everything yourself.
Yeah.
If you have a band and you want like a guitar sound, you get your guitarist to just play,
Unless your guitarist sounds like crap.
Oh yeah, but I mean, like if you're in a good band,
I know my tone is terrible.
If you're in like a rock band or something, and you just the guitar plays that, the keyboardist plays that, and then the bass player plays this, and then the drummer goes nuts. You basically, then it's a matter of like recording and all this other stuff, which is not trivial, but at least you are there. But when you're producing something by yourself and you're coming up with all of the sounds and doing all the sound design, it's a little bit it's a little bit tougher, I feel like.
It's intimidating because you have to handle everything on your own.
Yeah.
And while that puts you in the ultimate creative freedom, it's also very daunting because of the amount of detail you have.
I'm not trying to diminish what live players do. Obviously, there's a lot of virtuosity and musicality there, and performance is not something to just like.
No, of course not.
I say like, oh yeah, just get your guitar player to play it. Obviously, the guitar player has to be good and really have total control over his instrument, that kind of, or her instrument. So, obviously, I'm not trying to diminish that, but what I'm saying is when you have to handle everything yourself as a producer, it is very, like Sibo said, daunting. That's a good word.
Yeah, it's a pretty insurmountable task for people just coming out of the gate and learning how to make stuff on their own, which is why I recommend writing presets out for all they're worth until you get comfortable enough making music melodically that you like, and then making it sound like tonally how you want it.
Yeah, absolutely. And we talked about this a little bit last week or in a previous show, but there's always people make fun of me for using that one saxophone sound font, but I do use a lot of sounds that I use. I have certain sounds that I always go back to because I'm comfortable with those sounds. And,
that's the same thing.
That's the sound that I want, and if I've used it before, I'm going to use it again, just because that's sort of like that's the band that I'm working with.
Yeah, okay, so you've got your saxophone thing. I sort of playfully deride Andrew for using the OA synth, which is this super soft...
Everyone knows what it is.
Super soft square wave with the portamento on it. People have, called me out on having, the same guitar tone and the same drum tone for almost every song. It's just sort of signature pieces, things that you really like about your own stuff. Not to, bring out ego, but... if you enjoy it, you want to make stuff with it.
Yeah, it's the sounds that you're comfortable with, and that you don't have to work too hard on to, get. I mean, there's certain drum kits that I always use. There's certain piano sound fonts that I always use. I have better sounds that I have paid for, but I always kind of gravitate back towards these sounds that I'm really comfortable with. So, that's part of, getting that good sound is just, using sounds that you already know and you've already used before. That's part of it.
One thing that's interesting about that is I often sort of tend to upgrade my sound. Like I'll use a load of sort of the same sounds for a little while, and then suddenly, for example, I'll come up with a new drum kit, and it'll be very similar to one I used before, but it'll be better. And I'll just be like, oh, I'm going to use that one from now on. Forget this old one. This one can go in the bin. And then I'm just using this new one from now on, and then maybe in like 6 months I'll suddenly upgrade it, and then I'll have in my opinion, better one. So, I mean, that can happen quite a lot.
Yeah, I mean that's just evolution as a musician. I think sound just evolves.
So on a related note,
I was actually going to ask you a question, Jarrell. You being a previous VG Music MIDI guy, we talk about versatility and sound with making stuff. Your previous experience had you working within like the preset MIDI instruments. How did you go about deciding the instrument for particular songs, especially for stuff on the NES that didn't really have an instrument associated with it?
It honestly depends on the person and what you're going for. Most of the time, if you were going for as like straight a not necessarily a cover, but yeah, that's what it amounted to. As close as possible.
Yeah, like a transcription, basically.
Yeah, you would basically you'd have to know your instruments in and out, because there were some MIDI formats that offered more stuff, like the Roland GS, the Yamaha XG. It didn't offer like nearly as much as there is now, but a lot of MIDI composers made the effort to know like all 128 or more of their instruments in and out, so they could make that decision, basically. It didn't always work too well because the instrumentation was different on every single sound card. And what might sound good as a match for you would sound completely horrible on somebody else's machine. But you basically just try to do it as best you could. In other cases, some people may purposely go for an instrument that had nothing to do with that, and that was just like their own choice.
Gotcha.
They just kind of felt like they wanted to go that route. But most people went for closeness, and most of the time they just did as best they could with the instruments. But they knew the instruments on their machine like as well as possible before making that choice.
Gotcha. Cool.
Yeah, I used to do a lot of MIDIs too with, and I used Wingroove. You guys remember Wingroove?
Oh yeah.
I used to use Wingroove when I was doing all my MIDIs and stuff. So I knew those instruments like inside out, backwards and forwards, and I was always picking like the sound that I wanted, But the thing about that was like you never had to do any kind of mixing. It was just like, let Wingroove take care of it. But yeah,
Steve-O.
Yeah.
Sorry, Steve-O, on a related question to this whole note, we just got a talkback question from Sixto.
I sure saw that. This is going to be great.
He asks, Steve-O's tone is terrible. How come you don't make your tone not terrible, Steve-O?
I don't know. I maybe because I'm not just throwing away my electric guitar and focusing on acoustic.
Wow. Shots fired.
Oh, no. Sixto and I really, he is such an amazing guitarist and such a good purveyor of tone and tone range.
Okay, sure.
No, seriously. No, he's not only is that, but he's dead sexy.
No, you don't know that. You don't know that. Nobody knows that.
Nobody's
ever seen him, and no one's ever heard him before.
This is related to what you do with your sound fonts. I've been using Line 6 Pod since I was 14 years old. I had a Pod 2.0, I had a Pod XT, and I got Pod HD 500s. So it's what I stick with. People are always like, "Oh, you should get a cab with tubes and everything." Like, no, I use what I'm comfortable with, and I've found over the years my tone has improved as their technology has also improved, and as my ears have improved. So while my tone may never be perfect, it's enjoyable for myself, and I think it fits pretty well in my music. So enjoy me and my terrible tone, and enjoy the acoustic songs that don't have terrible tone.
I like your terrible tone.
It's gotten better. I've been doing some speaking on some of the Crunch channels, though.
Cool. Let's hit another question. Jeff Lee also asks, do you use different DAWs for different tasks or just one DAW for all your music making needs?
Use Audacity for everything.
I
use it for Audacity.
I updated it.
I use FL Studio for everything.
Unless you're using your iPhone, in which case you use like 8 different things.
Yeah,
That's true.
iOS I think counts as a
DAW. You and your beatbox DAW.
like a DAW ecosystem almost because of Audio Bus linking everything together. So you have
Sixto
like
is
things like
making me tell you guys that he made me get a Variax as well. Okay, there. Thank you, Sixto, for making me buy a $1,600.
Sixto, why don't you come on Talkback, man? Why are you sitting there watching? Why don't you join us? I'm calling you out, son.
Yep. The call out has been.
I was gonna say, wasn't Andy on the show a couple weeks ago anyway?
Andy,
Are they the same guy?
is this a this is a joke?
Yeah, that's what it
I was confused. I was confused. Chris,
What's going on?
yeah, make a Crystal reference.
Crystal Zircon is Sixto.
Okay, you saved it. Good. All right. Yeah. So, does anyone use like multiple DAWs for multiple things?
Does Vegas count as a DAW?
Does
No.
what?
Okay, then no.
No.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
All right. Yeah.
I do.
What do you use, Will?
I use Ableton for all of the plugins and things because Reason doesn't have plugin support. So.
No, they have racks. They're better than plugins.
I use Reason 4 because I'm old and I use an outdated version of Reason which doesn't have rack extensions. So
How do you sleep at night? That's terrible.
Well,
He's not asleep right now.
He's awake.
as you can tell, I do not sleep at night. I just sit here in the dark
Yeah.
With the sunglasses on.
with the sunglasses on.
Can you turn on your camera again so everybody can see you sitting in the dark?
That's
But
so
you can't-
emo.
You can't see me. It's too dark.
No.
Well,
All right.
let's just see the dark screen then.
I mean,
Okay.
yeah, I previously used to use FL Studio for a lot of my drum sequencing, and then would import it into Sonar. Yeah, they're different DAWs for different occasions.
Yeah.
Why am I even doing this?
Hey, I'll just
Why-
say real quick, going back to the kind of cheesy song titles and stuff. So when are we gonna do
Whoa!
The light.
The light!
way back? Yeah, whoa.
Lost for the light.
So bright and
I-
pixelated. Oh my god. So,
Yeah,
so
WillRock
British
is
still
too-
using carrier pigeon internet?
Super pixelated.
Yeah.
Yep. This is.
Okay, that. It's looking
Wow.
at a Game Boy camera picture
Wow,
right now.
bro. Yeah, that kind of was Game Boy camera-ish, I will admit. So when are we going to come up with the album where we dream up of the crappy titles first, and then you make tracks to accommodate those titles?
Yeah. Just come up with the titles, like really
Yeah,
dumb
just do the
titles.
titles first. Even pick the game maybe, and just
Yeah.
have somebody come up with something, and like winning track of like the compo.
Yeah.
You're like
the
just literally
stupidest-
just.
It's got to
Yeah.
be like the dumbest, most obvious, like bullshit title.
As long as there is a Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles mix called Chronicles.
just called Chronicles.
Yep.
The Chronicles of Crystals.
just Chronicles.
Crystal Meth Chronicles.
That just was so bad.
Yeah, it's so good though.
That was brutal.
It's too good. Oh, it's too good.
Oh man.
It's so terrible.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also,
All right.
Bossa Rosa, come on, still needs to happen.
Rosa. I have that mix. I just didn't finish it.
Uh-huh. Is it next to Final Fantasy V Water?
Yeah.
Oh, so Dia, you're talking about stuff like for Final Fantasy Tactics, instead of trisection, you'd have C-section?
Oh,
No.
Not bad puns.
Not
just
bad puns. Just like
cheesy titles.
What's wrong with bad pun?
no. But that's not the point. The point is like for Silver Surfer, it's like Surf's Up.
Surf's Up.
It's like a really
That's so unsatisfying.
Yeah, that's the point. That's
Exactly.
The point. It's really
That's worse than bad
it's
puns.
a really dumb, lowest common
lame, dude.
denominator, no thought at all kind of titles.
All right, so Battle on the Big Bridge would be This Bridge is Really Big.
Sure. Super
Wow.
Mario Brothers, Pipe Dreams. I don't know. You gotta dig deep.
How
Dig
about
deep.
Final Fantasy Prelude, the beginning?
The beginning.
Didn't they already do that? What?
Before it starts.
And
Lovely.
prologue, the story.
Yeah, the story begins.
Somebody starts doing the Sonic the Hedgehog 1 soundtrack. Green Hill Zone is just like Speed.
Yeah.
And then Marble Zone is like Speed 2. And they just keep going.
That's terrible. That's the next question. These are
Okay.
killing me.
All right, next question. Tara C. Music asks, what is your favorite VGM song ever? Pick only one song per person. And I'm saying that because she put 2 exclamation points, so I have to say it like that.
Well, okay, hold on. Let me just say real quick. So Tara C. Music, her stuff is awesome. She did a great collab with Omniscience of Corey's Perfection soundtrack that's on OCR. So her stuff
wonderful.
She's a great performer and her stuff is awesome. But Tara, that's not right. That question is mean, and you are mean.
I'll answer it.
But you have to answer it, Larry. Larry, you have to go first.
Oh man, what the? What?
You can't be calling out people like that.
That question is mean, and there's so many things. Whatever, man. Aquatic ambience, Donkey Kong Country, boom. I hate that question. That's a mean question.
All right. I'm gonna send an email to Tim Fallon and be like, "Yo, your boy just sold you out, sold you out for some James Bond."
Look,
Didn't even
man,
choose
that got
Pictionary
me.
on the NES.
I hate you. What, Bebo?
I said you didn't even choose Pictionary on the NES. That's a
You know,
disgrace to
you're-
Fallen.
What? Don't let him hear this. This is not fair. Because hold on, he's my bro. All right, his stuff is the most amazing, stuff ever. But I'm just thinking about in terms of when I was a kid, that got me into video game music, aquatic ambient. So that was a huge thing. That was huge.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jarek.
Hometown Domina from Legend of Mana.
Nice.
Hometown Domina from Legend of Mana. It is.
Wait, hometown what?
Domina. Domina. It's the main town in Legend of Mana.
So like domino, but with an A at the end?
Yeah, basically the feminine form of domino.
So that's the remix name, the feminine form of Domino?
Oh man,
that's perfect.
That's not even like a dumb corny. That's a really good title for a Domino remix. The feminine form of Domino.
Wow.
It could be like some 20s style or something. Like
Dia,
that.
we gotta do it. We gotta
I call
collab
it
on Legend of
Domino
Mana.
Pizza.
We do.
We gotta collab.
What would you call it? Domina's Pizza? Is that what you said?
Oh my god.
Oh,
Why am I even here?
We gotta do it. We gotta do it. Domina's Pizza.
I'm down with doing that.
Oh yeah. I mean, the thing about Hometown, that song is it's so good because it's just the melody is just it's so perfect. It's in this minor key and it goes into this major section and it's really it's like this calm, soothing. It's wonderful. It's fantastic. One of my favorite. It is probably my favorite song. Just from a purely melodic sense, it's wonderful.
Will, I want to hear yours next.
My what?
Your number one most favorite VGM ever.
Oh, I was trying to think of a funny answer, but I don't have one. So, Tal Heights.
Ooh.
Legend of Zelda.
That's
Nice.
good.
Yeah, that's a good one.
It was the first video game track where I heard it and I was like, ooh, this is cool.
Ooh.
I like this.
It's like somebody grabs your butt and you really like it. Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely.
That song is like when someone grabs your butt and you're like, ooh. That's a great review. That's a great review. This is like put that on like a Legend of Zelda like an album, like an OCR. So it's like when someone grabs your butt.
It just needs to be in one of Dave's write-ups.
Yeah.
And that's the only thing in the write-up.
Yeah, it's like when someone grabs your butt.
I might actually have to put it into a judgment at some point.
Yeah. This song is so good. It's like when someone grabs your butt and you're like, ooh.
You're breaking me, Jarek.
And then like the part where you say ooh, that's the vote.
Ooh.
Is that a yes or a no?
Yes.
Wow.
All right, I want to know Jarrell's.
Sonic CD, the American soundtrack, Title Tempest, Bad Future.
Wow.
Which is, it's kind of a strange choice.
That's a deep cut.
Yeah,
That's a deep cut.
It's not what most people would think of as like great, catchy, suddenly jumps out of you music, but it's a lot like Will. It just like that's the first thing that really just got to me when I heard it. I was just like, wow.
Yeah.
It was like,
Yeah.
ooh.
Ooh.
It's like when someone grabs
It's like
your butt.
somebody grabbed my butt, and I was like,
Oh boy. Dia.
See, if it was favorite ever, but it came into my head first, Under the Stars from Final Fantasy Tactics.
I'm also going to go with Final Fantasy Tactics. I'm going with Staff Credits, which is the first video game song that actually made me break down in tears.
Wow.
Like, I was listening to it. I played it really young, so I didn't understand a lot of the story at the time. I just knew the game was really, really, really hard.
Yeah.
And I got to the end of it, and, like, you see the ending movie where you're not sure if Rams is dead or not, and then spoiler alert. And then the end credits play, and you start. It's these somber strings. They start swelling up, and it's this long, epic medley of all of the motifs in the game, and it's 5.5 minutes that time stood still for me. Nobody grabbed my butt.
I've never cried at a video game because I'm a fucking man.
That's right. That's right.
I've cried a couple of bit. Last of Us wrecked me. I don't know if you guys played Last of Us. Last of Us like broke me in half. It's an intense emotional experience.
I'm gonna be real talk here. I teared up a little bit in Animal Crossing recently because the last of
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
The last of my original villagers just moved out of my village a couple days ago.
Wow.
So it's like
It's like your friends
Was
are
it
all
like
gone.
your children going away or what?
Yeah, it felt like that actually. It was like, oh.
You've never had kids. That's not what
You don't know that.
like.
I imagine that's what the feeling would be like, though.
All right. So you know what? Now that follow-up question: how many people here have cried during video games?
Me. Absolutely.
I'm afraid not,
Absolutely.
but
Yeah.
Dia, what made you cry?
The first thing I remember crying about, it was like really dumb because I don't think I even fully understood it, was Final Fantasy IV when Golbez and Fusoya left. And I was probably 6, and I was watching my brother play, and he beat it. And so it was just the idea of, like, your brother left, and I think I was just really sad thinking about my brother leaving.
Aw.
Yeah.
Aww.
So,
All right.
on that sad story.
Yeah. Wow.
Who's next?
So it's the polar opposite of somebody grabbing your butt.
Pretty
Yeah.
much. It's like when somebody grabs your butt, and you're like, oh.
Somebody grabs your butt and you start crying.
Oh.
whoa, no.
We just went there. Wow.
We apparently
right.
did. Wait, any other legit tear-up moments playing games, or did everybody go through? I really don't have any.
Well, I had I said Last of Us, but also the latest Naruto game for Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm 3 is
Wouldn't
very,
you know the story?
it's very story heavy, and there's a whole chapter dedicated to what happens to Naruto's parents with his mom and everything, and they just do a really good job with the storytelling, and all of like what happens, it really got to me. I don't know, it was really good, and I was just like really into it, emotionally moved. It was really good.
It does make me kind of disappointed that people associate, crying with video games to being, feminine. But like, I'm a wuss when it comes to that stuff. I cry during songs. I cry during video games.
Oh yeah, you know what? Like, it was like a couple years ago where I was just like, I kind of just sort of embrace just like letting tears flow when I watch TV and like play video games and stuff. Because it feels really good afterwards, you know. You get like that cathartic kind of like, get it all out. So, I don't know.
On a random note, my friend Phoenix goes, "This talkback is so bipolar. So many ups and downs."
It's a roller coaster of emotions.
Seriously, we need to go back to titles.
Yeah. Let's move on to some other questions. Kind of going off of what we were just talking about, Sixto asks, Real Talk, you gave your favorite VGM songs, but what game first made you really start paying attention to VGM? I am going to go with Butter Building from Kirby's Adventure. Because there's a syncopated bass line in that song that really just, I like listened to it and I was just like, that is awesome. Like the way the syncopation is interplaying with like the percussion, and like, you know, you've got this really like smooth like lead on top, but there's all this like busy stuff happening in the mid range and low range. I thought that was really awesome when I was a kid, and I was just like, wow, like this like really made me sit up and pay attention. So I'm gonna go with that song. That was kind of like that defining track for me that I'll always remember.
Daytona, USA.
Really?
I mean, I liked
VGM
it beforehand, like, but I didn't really pay a lot of attention to it. Like, the first game that actually made me notice that games really had music was Mega Man 2, because when I plugged in my Game Genie, the music would glitch out. But like the first game that actually made me pay attention to the music just as a thing on its own was the Sega Saturn version of Daytona USA. For two reasons. Number one, when you first start racing in Daytona USA, it's really hard to ignore the fact that somebody's singing Rolling Start at the beginning.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, it's sort of like, this is not what you would normally associate racing music to be at all.
Yeah.
And then the fact that you could take the CD and put it in your car because it's Redbook audio. So obviously I annoyed my dad a lot when I put it in a CD player.
Oh, yeah.
And that, because I was able to abstract it from the game environment itself, it made me realize people have poured so many ideas and hours and production values into making music now for these games.
Absolutely.
So there you go.
Yeah. Will, what about you, man? What's the first like track that really made you sit up? I mean, I think you mentioned.
Well, this was a game rather than a track, wasn't it? But I've actually got a weird answer for this because it was a game I didn't own. And remember, I used to go to this place which had a Sega Mega Drive, aka Genesis. And
you don't have to.
Mega Drive is such a better name.
Yeah. You don't have to make it for us.
It had Sonic 2 on it, and you know, I used to play like the first two levels, Emerald Hill and the Chemical Plant Zone. I think it was when I got Chemical Plant Zone, and I remember hearing the music for that for the first time. I was like, holy shit, what the fuck is this? You know?
Yeah.
Like, this is funky, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, you did a track for Fasto the Speedhog too, if I remember correctly, and the song that you did for that was heavily inspired by Chemical Plant Zone.
It was basically a complete rip-off of Chemical Plant Zone. I literally took Chemical Plant Zone and just put my own melody over it. It was the song style and all of the little riffs were the same and everything. It wasn't even like subtle.
Yeah.
My cat is just giving me high fives.
Nice.
That cat loves you.
As seen in the Rough McGruff.
Yeah.
That was so cute. That was awesome.
Dia, what about you? What's that track that made you sit up and say, hey, video game music?
Well, I have two fun stories about that. One of which I don't really remember, but doesn't surprise me, is that apparently I used to hum, especially the Final Fantasy IV Overworld theme in the car all the time, to the point of driving my brother absolutely nuts.
Nice.
To the point of, like, Mom, make her stop.
Wow.
And then I also got a timeout for humming the Super Mario music in kindergarten.
Wow.
I'm awesome.
Wait,
Yeah.
why would you get a timeout for
Civil
I
disobedience.
think I was doing it when I shouldn't have been.
No, that's awesome.
So like during nap time, you were just humming the theme.
No, I think she was trying to get everybody's attention or something.
That shows that the power of video game music is much greater than teachers' instructions.
But not as great as the power of love.
Yeah.
You don't need money.
Don't need fame.
Don't need no credit card.
Ride this train.
High five!
Look at this cat.
This cat's like, feed me.
What about Jarrell? I think he's
What
hasn't gone.
about you, man?
It was a it's like a 1-2 punch of Sonic CD, hence my talk earlier about my favorite track from there, and Mega Man X right behind that. Like the two games came out technically the same year in Japan, but of course we got them a little later here. And just hearing like the Red Book audio of Sonic CD followed by like the hard rockin' soundtrack of Mega Man X, I'm just like, whoa, this is video game music.
Damn.
And I was done.
Yeah.
And your butt was grabbed.
Yeah. You were like, ooh.
And I was like, oh!
Ooh.
the worst talkback.
Oh man. Okay, let's
History of-
Ever.
It's a history of butts.
We got a bunch of.
I didn't even answer this question.
Oh, sorry, Larry. I'm
Oh
sorry.
no, that's fine. I'm just gonna answer this question.
Go ahead.
Just super quick because I'm not 100% sure, but I know one of the earliest things that really got me into it. Obviously, Super Mario Brothers 1 for sure, and Mario 2 was pretty influential. But Streets of Rage 1 was big because I didn't own a Sega Genesis, but I got to play it at one of my brother's friends. He had a huge TV, and so whenever we go to his place, his family would like throw barbecues and stuff. We get to play the Sega Genesis.
Hey, Larry's coming over. Let's throw a barbecue.
Yeah, I definitely want a barbecue. I could go for some barbecue right now. So.
Yeah.
Anyway,
A burger right now would be great.
yeah, Streets of Rage 1 though, just because it felt like club music you might hear on the radio a little bit, and it really felt so full.
Yeah.
Just really catchy stuff. Yuzo Koshiro is a boss. So
I do want to point out one thing about the people who are talking about the Genesis is that for a lot of people, they had to use the RC connection, like the coaxial connection, in order to connect their Genesis up, which converted everything to mono and made it sound like absolute horse poop.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, like, for me, Sonic 2 and Sonic and Knuckles sounded terrible. I hated the sound of the Genesis until I got chiptunes.
Wow.
They're unlistenable, almost unlistenable.
I'd never heard of that before today. Never heard of that issue. That's weird.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm heading off. So.
Oh, okay. Well, thanks for.
I
want
Get a plug in there for anything?
you want to plug anything? Or
not really. I don't know what to plug. My
welcome
album.
to the real world.
Welcome to the real world.
Real world again.
Yeah.
I'll
Like,
plug that.
subscribe, and favorite on YouTube, Facebook, and SoundCloud.
Yeah, I'd also like to plug One Direction.
Okay.
Get out.
Oh, get out.
High five.
Say hi to the sun for us.
Yeah, I'll say hello to the darkness, I suppose.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for hopping on.
Goodbye.
Hey, man.
Goodbye.
All right, later, dude.
See ya.
I love Will.
Okay.
One Direction.
One Direction. So there was a little bit on Twitter where Sixto's like, how do I join OCU? I want to be OCR famous.
Yep.
And,
Oh my God, Shark. So an arrangement of Go Straight called One Direction.
yes.
Oh.
Yes. No. Do it. Gotta do it now.
Yep.
You have to do it. No.
All right.
You have to get off of Talkback right now and start.
I still think I've had the best mix title suggestion for
Which one is that?
stuff. Dominus Pizza.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Dominus.
What's
That
Sixto
better
say?
get made.
Yeah.
Sixto is evil. That's what he said. I think.
Okay.
Sixto said, how do I join OCU? I want to be OCR famous.
Oh, OCU's got a pretty static roster right now.
Ouch.
We are completely open to collaborate with musicians who can join us on
Sixto,
stage.
you have to come out to a convention or an event and in order to join OCU.
Yeah,
Just
it's
join
not
it
like
from
we
your
can-
bedroom, man.
Look, it's not like we can Tupac Shakur hologram you into a show for us.
Yeah, we can't because we don't know what he looks like.
Sixto hologram, but just do. I
It's
don't
It's a
know.
gigantic anthropomorphic guitar.
Like a
Yes,
Daft Punk style.
nice.
I was gonna say an anthropomorphic guitar as well. So Steve
I was
read
gonna
my
say,
mind.
oh man, I was gonna say something, but it might be construed as racist, so I'm not gonna say it.
Come on!
What?
You can't say that and then not say it.
All right,
Wow.
fine.
You can't.
Just a guy with a guitar and a luchador mask.
That's pretty bad.
That's pretty bad.
Wow.
He's never gonna come out to an event now.
Alright, I'm gonna watch IRC and just see how long it takes
He's gonna read.
for the comment to come up.
He's just gonna-
El
So let's see how long
Madrano.
it takes for this to come up on YouTube for him to watch it and then to
Wow.
actually
Yeah. Oh
let
man.
it sink in.
It's
Oh,
like
there it is.
He's
There
going
that's
to
right.
There he
it
goes.
is.
Alright,
Wow.
what's next?
It's like counting the seconds between the lightning and the thunder. It's all...
Wow.
How many miles away is it?
How many
One
miles
direction,
away?
two
6
direction, 3 direction.
Oh man. Okay. Ivan Hoxlock says, when is OC Remix gonna launch a Kickstarter to get Sixto to show his face on Talkback?
Followed by taxpayer starter. When is
Yeah.
OC Remix going to launch a taxpayer-funded government
Government
agency to get Sixto to show his face on
I
Talkback?
think
That's a bot.
That's a bot.
That's a bot.
That's
Yeah, but-
awesome.
I think the timing is pretty good.
Yeah, I
It's
suppose
pretty
so.
ridiculous.
Tara C. Music is back with another question. She asks, she says, I wasn't trying to be mean. Next question. What was your first remix for OCR? And oh my god, people on OCR know me. Cries.
Awesome.
Wait, what was the first remix for OCR?
What
Wait,
was your first remix for OCR?
Wait. Let me interrupt. Let me just say, hold on. She's like, oh, OCR people know me. That's amazing. No, listen. You're from New York. Go to MagFest.
Yeah, come to
That's
next.
all the people.
You're from New
go.
York, go to Maryland.
Yes! It's not that far. Hey, man, I drove 10 hours from Atlanta, so...
That's okay. I understand that, but
Go up
that's
to Kineticon. Come and see
Because-
Kineticon. That's close.
Yeah, go see us at Kineticon, for real.
Yeah.
or PAX East or whatever. But it's just like, you're in New York, go elsewhere.
Sharik and I, if nothing else, will be in New York Comic Con.
New York Comic Con.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Say hi to us then.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Whatever.
All right. Well, let's go down the line.
What was your first remix for OCR? I'm not sure if she's asking what was your first remix on OCR or what was the first remix you heard from OCR.
Let's do both.
Let's do both. My first remix that I got onto OCR was,
I was going to say, is it posted?
I guess, posted. Yeah.
Gundam Wing!
Gundam Wing, Heavy Arms, Let Me Lift His Load is a terrible remix.
I love it. I don't care how
It's
terrible
not
it is.
that
brutal.
bad.
But
It's
you know what? That name.
I know. Let Me Lift This
Yes.
Load. Yeah. It's good.
It is.
Yeah.
It actually fits the theme of
Yeah.
tonight.
I know, it's wasted on that track as
I
well.
know. It is absolutely. It's a terrible song. But I think the first OC remix that I ever heard or that I remember hearing was probably one of McVoff's Sonic remixes. Probably Ice Capped or Bonus Retreat. Those are kind of like, if not the first ones I heard, then definitely the first ones that stood out that will always stick with me for the rest of my life. Yeah. Especially Bonus Retreat. Bonus Retreat was very like seminal for me, I guess.
Don't it, man? I'm having a somebody else answer because I cannot remember my first OC remix that I heard.
Steve-O.
My first posted mix was a collab with Audio Fidelity called "The Skies Hold No Angels for Us" from the Final Fantasy IV Echoes of Betrayal Shadow of whatever it's called.
No one cares what it's called.
You know what it's called.
That was my first posted mix, and I still love that song to this day. He did a great job with the audio production on that, and the guitar solos I recorded for that I did with 103 Degree Fever. And I will never, ever be able to play them again.
Yeah.
The first song I ever heard was Green Amnesia.
Ooh,
Oh,
that's a good
nice.
one.
How did you end up running into it? Like, somebody showed it to you, or how did you find it?
Dorm mate named Leisha ended up talking to me about video game music at some point, and she's like, "Have you ever heard of OC Remix?" And she showed me both OC Remix and VG Mix.
OC
And
Remix? What's that?
Well, VG Mix is the site that I first got stuff on. So, anyways, I was just checking out some of the Square stuff, and she made me download Green Amnesia, which was the first mix I ever heard. So great stuff. Really good way to get me into it.
If there's any remix to start with, the
second remix I heard was complete opposite. It was Rise's Legendary Wings, because I've loved Legendary Wings since I had
Legendary
NES.
Strings.
Yes.
Awesome.
Nice.
Good deal.
Jarrell.
First posted mix doesn't really count.
Only posted mix.
I am a posted remixer, but it's because somebody else used portions of one of my MIDIs for their track.
And which one was it?
That was one of
Libro.
Libro's tracks. It's from Sonic. No, it's a Hidden Palace mix from Sonic and Knuckles. As far as the first one I ever heard, I'm kind of old hat. I came into OCR from the comic.
Yeah,
probably Shin Shriek Jam, one of DJ Pretzel's original mixes.
Yeah, I've said McVoff's Sonic mixes, but really I found OC Remix when DJ P launched it, because I used to browse VG Music a lot, and then VG Music posted oh, this guy started this new site with MP3s, and I was like, MP3s? I can download one of those in a day. And it's all dial-up back then, right? So, it must have been one of those old ones, but the ones I really remember listening to, really remember for the first time were Sonic ones.
Were you able to get over a kilobyte a second?
I had 3K per second.
What?
Wow.
Yeah, I was
impressive.
Rocking that.
Crazy.
Rocking that high baud modem. It was hotness.
That is hot.
Remember that baud rate? Oh my god.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Dia, what about you?
So my first posted mix was acquired by buying somebody dinner at Denny's, one of my friends, I kid you not, or Friendlies, I can't remember which, but it's probably same quality.
You've mentioned this before in the past, and I think it was Denny's. I feel pretty sure.
It was one of the
Friendlies. It was one of them.
The thing is, I had him do 2 mixes for me, and so I think one was Friendlies and one was Denny's. I don't remember which one's which.
Rock.
Buy your way onto OCR? Oh my god.
Wow.
It's Summoner's Love from Final Fantasy X. It also, for a while, had the most amazing, not Ragnarok Online, RuneScape.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Oh, best music video ever.
It was so great, and the person was singing all the words, including la 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 la.
Yeah, but using the game chat to sing.
In the game chat. It was amazing.
They made that I think he made that video for his internet girlfriend, his RuneScape girlfriend
or it made some weird implication. It was very strange.
Yeah.
But, my first mix, I think, was Red 13 Redux.
Aha.
And I think I found it on some random site somewhere, and then somehow traced it back to OCR.
I have to go back because
we have to go back.
No, I have to go back also because
wait, we need to do a Chrono Trigger mix called We Have to Go Back.
Yes.
Great title for a Chrono Trigger remix.
Way to go.
Yes.
Good.
No, I have to go back because technically the first OC remix I ever heard was System of a Down's Legend of Zelda.
Oh,
wow.
I'm sorry.
Rabbit Joint never getting that credit.
No, Napster. It's all Napster's fault.
You can take your things and go. Go ahead. Go.
Bye.
Done.
Bye, Steve-O. Alright. He's probably going to get something to drink.
No, I took my pants off, thanks.
Oh, okay.
Close enough. That was pretty close.
I think
One
we hit
comes
everybody,
before
right?
the other.
Larry, did you come up with your first?
Dude, it's tough. I really don't remember. So I guess what I would do is, I had already downloaded, say, about 30 OC remixes before this came up, but it was the first one that made me really look at the site in a different way, and that was the new Zeal by Chris J. Hampton, the Chrono Trigger mix. Because I had not played Chrono Trigger, I'd never heard of it, and I had told my roommate about OC Remix after I was told about it, and so he was playing that mix, and just the music sounded so chill and so cool. I'm like, what is that? And he goes, oh, it's from the website you showed me. I'm like, oh, really? So, and that made me start thinking like, oh, I should check out remixes that are from games I'm not familiar with, because I stuck with Mario and
gotta get those deep cuts.
Yeah, so I always say, I mean, you really, really should not just get remixes from the games you're nostalgic for, because you're going to miss out on a ton of great stuff. So that wasn't the first, but that was the first to make me think of OCR on a much broader, deeper level.
Yeah.
In a new light.
Oh yeah, and then I'm on 3 remixes. I didn't make any of them, but I did cameo on 3, and the first one was one by Vig from Kong in Concert, and he did a Funky Monkey Love, only he did the Valentine edit, which was a little bit even chiller for the ladies. And so I did my little Barry White-esque, cameo as Funky Kong, and it's pretty awesome. And and as I like to talk about, it took 5 minutes total to do my part for that. It took 2 minutes to write down the lyrics. I wrote my own lyrics, and then 1 minute to do one take, and like another minute and a half to do another take. And we used the second take, and boom.
Yeah.
Nice. Good. Exciting.
Cool. All right, let's hit some YouTube questions, because we've been kind of hitting Twitter pretty hard.
We still got a ton of questions.
I know. It's a hot crowd tonight. I like it.
Oh, wait. Before you get to that, so Terra C Music said, I'm in Rochester, New York, so I'm 7 hours away to drive to MacFest. Dude, I drove 10 hours. Like, you can get there.
Come on, not everybody has your ability to sit on your ass for hours.
Hey, look, that was a skill. That's a skill that takes time to develop.
If you're in Rochester,
recommendations for butt cushions.
I did not get a butt cushion, and Steve-O, maybe you can give me a suggestion on butt cushions. Seriously,
I'll have an itemized list of my 2014 review of butt cushions, probably in a week or two.
He's got a whole book for butt cushion recommendations, and the title is
12 editions.
Butt, and you go, ooh.
By the way, my dog says hello to everybody.
Oh, is that?
That's Laza.
That's Laza.
Yeah.
This is the one that's up for adoption right now.
Oh, cool.
How can you say no to that face?
Oh. See, I'm gonna cry. It's not a video game, but I'm gonna cry.
Yeah. If you're in Rochester, go to Kineticon.
Here's one of my cats.
Aww.
There's a cat.
Yeah.
Look at how excited he is.
He's not excited at all. Damn it, woman, what are you doing to me?
Not excited.
Oh my goodness.
Not excited at all.
Alright, so can we go hit up the YouTube?
Yeah, Terra C, if you're in Rochester, go up to Kineticon, hang out with us.
Yeah, seriously. Come on.
It's not that far. Alright, let's see. Let's hit some YouTube questions. Soulmind asks, have you guys played Radiant Historia or Rogue Galaxy? If so, what do you think of the soundtrack of those games? I've never played those games, and I've never heard the soundtrack.
I know nothing.
I've played a few hours into Radiant Historia. What I played was actually fantastic, both on the gameplay and the soundtrack front. In fact, I'm trying to do a remix for Murby's Hometown Heroes album for the first city of Radiant Historia. But
so Jarrell, like, who's the publisher and who's the composer or composers?
I can't remember the publisher is Square Enix, I think. Yoko Shimomura did the soundtrack for Radiant Historia, so.
Oh, I have to hit that if it's Shimomura.
You gotta,
Holy.
Yeah, you gotta hit it up.
Boom. What about Rogue Galaxy?
Never played that.
No.
Anybody?
I think I had that on PS2, but I never played it.
I'm sorry. Atlas was the publisher for this, actually, not Squeenix.
Yeah, it sounded like a... Rogue Galaxy is a PlayStation 2 game. It was level 5. Yeah, level 5. And the composer was Tomohito Nishiura.
Yeah, who does all of level 5 stuff, basically.
Yeah.
So. Sweet.
Yeah, very nice. Let's see. Carl Servian, he's like on Twitter and on YouTube. What's going on, bro? Pick one. What do you think of updated remixes made by the original composer for the game? For example, Sonic Generations. I think it's cool.
I don't know. You can't really hate on that.
Yeah, I mean,
No, like I love hearing alternate versions. Like going back to Daytona USA, Championship Circuit Edition had a whole bunch of remixes from the original game. You know, that they were really, really, really good. It just shows the same way, you know, remixers themselves progress musically. You can hear from like year to year, from mix to mix. You know, composers can progress musically, and you can hear it in their remixes of their own stuff. It's really wonderful.
I mean, Sonic Generations is a fantastic soundtrack. I mean, for your example. I mean.
And then think about like Radical Dreamers composed compared to Chrono Cross.
Yeah.
And Chrono, it's just like, was it what is that game called? Oh, right. Tactics Ogre versus Final Fantasy Tactics.
Yeah.
Mm.
You just hear, like, you can still hear it. They're in the same style, but
is there music crossover in that, or is it just the evolution of the composer?
I believe there's two motifs that carry over.
Oh, okay, interesting.
And odd thing is that there's motifs from Final Fantasy Tactics that cross over into Radiant Silvergun.
Really?
Yeah, Sakamoto also did that one at the exact same time.
Oh,
you can hear it in one track. It's just like so obvious.
Wow, that's interesting. It was like that's completely unexpected. I thought you were gonna say like, oh yeah, in Final Fantasy 12. It's like, oh no.
What about 12 had its own share of stuff, but it was really subtle.
Yeah.
What about? Oh, I'm gonna draw a blank on this. Ice Cap. And the actual song.
Hard times.
So good. So good. Carl also asks, are there any games you haven't played yet you know the soundtrack off the top of your head? Chrono Cross.
A ton of them.
Chrono Cross. I was just saying
I mean,
yesterday.
after judging, there are definitely
Oh yeah.
I know very well.
Yep. I mean, like every Mega Man, every Castlevania, every Final Fantasy.
Anything like Yoko Shimomura, like I don't like Last Ranker. I love the soundtrack of Last Ranker. Live Alive. I've played only like a tiny bit of it, but I love the music in Live Alive. Treasure Hunter G. So many soundtracks.
Sweet.
So many soundtracks. Philosophamer10 asks, hey everyone, where do you find the tracks to use for remixing? Do you acquire it from some perfectly legitimate retailers, or just listen to it in the game? Just wondering because some awesome OSTs like Leyton Brothers are not for sale and seem hard to get a hold of. Stay awesome.
Shark has actually talked about Leyton Brothers before, which makes this hilarious.
Yeah. Leyton Brothers is like the greatest jazz video game soundtrack ever in existence ever. Like, hands down. It's so good. And it's ridiculous because it's like this iOS game. It's like a mobile game, right? It's very Phoenix Wrighty, and it's like it's not even that expensive. But Level 5 must have spent like they must have broken the bank on the music in this game. It's so good. It's all live jazz. It's incredible.
All right, so that's the answer. Go check out Leyton Brothers on iOS.
No, but I mean, as far as getting source tunes, YouTube's a great resource, obviously.
Yep. Chiptunes, OCR.
OCR has a lot of chiptune libraries.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of, like, Zofar also has chiptunes, and there's Josh W's archive for chiptunes as well.
I mean, you can buy OST. I mean, more and more people are selling OSTs now, so...
Yeah, but still, I mean, there's a whole bunch of stuff that you can't find. Like, they never did a full OST release of Advanced Wars Dual Strike, which has some amazing...
Yeah. I mean, you can get that stuff on YouTube, though. I mean, there's a lot of game rips and stuff. I mean, obviously there's like downloading, soundtracks and stuff.
Was it KH Insider?
Yeah.
Oh, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Dude.
Galbadia Hotel. That site is still up.
It still has the same notice on there, like, it cost $11 million to run it. Please donate right now, or we're gonna go away forever, and it never goes away forever like it should.
And then they have just poorly tagged, and it's all like shitty metadata. And...
It's all shit metadata.
Also, one resource that is a bit overlooked is yourself. Like, if you own a game, if there's a sound test, or if there's a way for you to pause it so you can get the music yourself. I've made my own rip of a whole bunch of games.
That's a very good point, but I don't think it's overlooked because in the question he asked, do you just listen to it in the game?
Oh.
I think the real quality is setting up a tape recorder in front of your TV speakers.
Yes.
With a cassette.
Yes.
Also, that big thump in the back background, if you heard it, is my two cats fighting.
Great.
Hey, so I've just been informed that this Talkback is labeled OCR Talkback 28, and last week's was also 28. I guess I screwed up when I was labeling it. So this is actually OCR Talkback number 29. So welcome to Talkback number 29.
So we're starting over?
Yeah. What video game music are you guys listening to this week?
I'm listening to some Crystal soundtrack.
I'm listening to Leighton Bros.
Leighton Bros.
I'm listening to this really good soundtrack that is like somebody grabbing me in the butt and making me go, ooh.
Oh, dear Lord.
I'm listening to Domino's Pizza.
Domino's Pizza.
Oh,
all right.
That's
Okay.
That's
We gotta go back.
We gotta go back. We gotta go back to Twitter. We gotta go back to Twitter. Okay. Jeff Lee asks, if you had to choose two of the people on Talkback tonight to fight to the death, who would it be?
What? Why?
I would pit my dog against Dia's cat.
Oh!
Wow.
Wow. No, I don't like this question. I'm
Yeah.
going to try out of video game.
If anybody on this talkback says me against Larry, I'm kicking you out.
I would
Oh,
like
hell
to,
no.
Adam
No
Talkback.
black on black
Adam
crime.
Talkback.
That's not happening. That's Donald
I would like
Sterling,
to see Jarrell fight Dia's cat.
We got a
I don't know if I can handle Judge Cat or Zeus Cat. That's
When is Princess going to be a contributing artist to a remix? I don't know who Princess is.
I think he possibly means Precious.
Precious?
Oh.
Steve-O's dog?
Precious?
Oh.
I don't know. I have sampled many of her farts, and I haven't gotten the right one for a kick drum yet.
I
Okay.
don't know. He asked another question basically about all the OCR pets,
All the OCR pets.
all the super friends.
What's awesome is that Juice Cat and Locker in there. So
There's two
Cat
cats,
and Locker.
double cat.
Yeah.
double
Well, it's
cat.
like double dragon, like the shadow, version of like Jimmy Lee.
Rage of the Dragons, which is the
Baby.
unofficial sequel.
I do keep saying
Double
that
Dragon.
at some point we need to do an April Fool's mix that is done by Juice Cat.
Yeah. Maybe.
How are you gonna make that happen? Samples.
You gotta come up with an OCR mega group though of just the OCR animals led by Juice Cat. It's the Juice
No.
Cat Orchestra.
No.
But you've seen that video of my cat playing the bass, right?
Yes.
So, I mean that and
Awesome.
certainly
I've seen Keyboard Cat.
Okay. I think that's it for questions.
Yeah, man.
Did we catch up?
We burned through everything, I think.
Wait, did we get whoa, I think we missed Hackstock. He had another question.
Oh,
There's
while
also-
we're on the first things tangent, what was the first remix that blew your mind because of how awesome it was?
Oh, damn.
E. Bison's Time Management.
Ooh, that's a good
See,
mix.
I'm sure there's something before it, but the first one that came to mind was Shnububula, Secret Mana, Dueling Consoles. At the
Wow.
Skyline by Ziwtra, which
probably.
is
Oh, sorry.
which is also my favorite remix on the site.
I'm gonna go with oldie but goodie Terra in Black.
Nice.
Nice.
That's racist.
Get out! Get out!
Yeah.
Um,
How is it? He's a black guy.
yeah, that can't
It's
be.
racist. It's racist because Steve-O made the comment.
Oh, yeah.
If anybody else had said it, it would have been fine. It was racist.
All right, so on a similar note, we need to find a soundtrack that's called something black, and the track name needs to be That's Racist.
Metal.
Oh,
Black.
Twisted Metal Black.
I've been
Here we
thinking
go.
about. I've been thinking about doing an album of all games with the word dark in them and spelling it DARKE, like Darksiders and Dark Souls
The Dark Spire and all
Yeah.
those.
You should. You know what though? You should do that because then it would make everybody know that your handle contains an E in it.
yeah.
Oh,
That is true.
Yeah, because people always spell it like DARKSWORDE, like
Oh.
DarkeSword.
Florida. How about putting a space in your name and or not capitalizing the S?
No.
or what about putting a space in your name, Dia?
Yep. DragonAvenger or not capitalizing the A.
Yeah.
Yep. Also, there is a game called Black that
Yeah.
you could totally use for that mix, and it has
Yeah,
music
that's
by Michael
racist.
Giacchino.
Yeah. It's got racist.
Very nice.
Speaking of Gino, he did the Cold Shadow soundtrack.
I love the Cold Shadow soundtrack
So good.
so much.
So good.
Seriously,
Especially the PC version. The PC version had like the remastered music.
Yep, and you
Red
sent
Book-
that to me. It's
Red
so
Book
good.
Audio. So good. Ugh,
Alright, completely off topic.
completely off
Just happened
topic.
to check IRC, the OC Remix check.
Oh
The
boy.
last thing seen is Invincible Boner.
Invincible Boner. Thanks.
Thank you for that,
Zircon.
Zircon. Oh,
Thank
wow.
you, Zircon.
Now,
boy.
a word from our sponsor.
Oh boy.
Well, I'm never getting to answer these questions, but only because I can't think of answers.
Come on, Larry.
I'll just, you know what? I'll throw it out of left field. I mean, it was pretty cool for what it was. Stephen Kennedy's old Batman mix, Music of Funk, because that was a really different take on. It was a club version, like a dance club version
Yeah.
of the level 1 music to Batman for the NES, and that was really transformative. For the amongst the earliest OCR stuff.
Yeah.
That was pretty sweet. We need to have mix of the week, so I don't know what we're gonna. But we've discussed a lot of different ones tonight. We'll pick some. Anyway, keep it moving.
I think
Remix
we're
of
done.
the week. Remix of the week. Gundam Arms.
Yes, that's it. There we go. That's
Let me,
it.
let me let this load.
I'm voting for that one.
I am not voting for that one.
Veto. And Larry and I
PlayStation
control
veto.
YouTube. Larry and I control
Yeah, that's
YouTube
right.
channel,
PlayStation veto. So,
Go. Green
doing
Amnesia.
What was that, Dia?
Green Amnesia.
Yeah, Green Amnesia's a
Yeah.
good.
I think we've done that one. I think.
Really?
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know.
All right, let's do the Skyline by Ziwtra.
Have
Oh,
we done
so
that
good.
one?
You
Anyway,
Gears.
yeah, that's good.
How about we just do whatever track, like we'll do them all.
Okay.
Remixes of the week.
No.
Tracks that originally, or close to originally, blew our minds.
Okay.
All right. Well, I don't remember all of them, so.
E-Bison's Time Management.
All right, just type them in.
Just go back and then re-listen to that part.
We have to go back.
Watch this again.
Yeah, we have to go back.
Oh boy.
Okay, so who's gonna create the thread with the cheesy mix titles? Because
You are.
Throw it in the staff forum.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should just keep it for ourselves. That's right. Yeah, we're pretty mean.
Don't share it with anybody.
Yeah, don't share it because it's
All right,
someone
well,
who's
here's
more.
a polar opposite question. What was the first video game song that made you think, oh my god, video game music can be so terrible?
I'm not answering this question, and no one else is going to answer this question because.
Why not?
No.
What's that one from Castlevania Symphony of the Night? I Am the Wind. That's
Yes!
Oh boy.
Sorry, dudes.
What about that? Oh god, what was that track from? I think it's Animal Crossing, the soccer one.
Yeah, Mr. Soccer Ball.
Oh,
That's the remix
Sports Fair. Yeah, Sports Fair Ball Toss or something like that.
Yeah, that pretty bad.
That's pretty terrible.
I gotta give Dustin a lot of love because
He
yeah.
seriously made a lot out of that track, but that original was. Oof.
But
I'm
this
gonna go.
guy-
I'm actually gonna answer this question. I'm gonna go with the overworld theme from the game Dragon Power.
I've never even Dragon Power.
Yeah, it was like this really awful like.
Is it from the 80s?
Yeah,
As
it's
told
like
by the most terrible name.
it's
Wasn't
an
that-
it's an NES game. Yeah, it's like a really crappy Dragon Ball video game, but it had really nothing to do with Dragon Ball. He
Awesome.
played as like Goku, I guess, and like the overworld theme was literally either 2 or 4 bars long. It was it goes da 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 da.
Wow.
That reminds me of what I was going to say.
That's a
is
song. Oh,
Back to the Future for the NES.
yes.
Oh,
Which was the Power of Love?
Yeah, if you slow it down, it's the power of love.
Really?
Yes, it is. I was
That's
shocked.
terrible. That
Yeah,
makes
I
me
don't
kind
know,
of want to throw up a little bit.
Yeah, it's weird, but damn, Dragon Power sounds brutal. That's almost as bad as what was it, Deadly Towers? Or
Oh,
whatever?
Towers
Yeah.
wasn't bad. It's just because of the way the game was designed is that the full awesomeness of the song you couldn't hear.
You could never hear it because it always
Yeah.
reset. when you moved locations.
Honorable mention goes to Clay Fighter on the Super Nintendo.
What? What? Yo,
I hate that soundtrack so much.
Take
There might
that
be some
back.
throwdowns going on now.
Oh my goodness.
Clay Fighter, Clay Fighter.
Jeffy, you don't have to worry about who we would think would get in a fight to a death because it's gonna happen in the next
gonna
episode.
If you dare. Ooh. Come on, man, that was some good stuff.
I
That was
remember
good.
I tried playing Hoshigami Ruining Blue Earth like a little bit after Tactics came out, and I remember reading the reviews saying that it wasn't the same. And there was one track, and I'm pretty sure it was just a crash and snare, and it was like, and it did that the entire time.
Wow.
Mm.
And I was like, oh
the
god,
Battletoads Pause song.
pretty
Great
much,
song.
but like worse because it was more realistic.
Oh.
Yeah, but not quite realistic enough. Uncanny Valley.
Yeah.
I guess on the direction of I Am the Wind, You're My Hero from Sonic 3D Blast on Saturn.
The rest of the soundtrack's so good now.
Yeah, the rest of the soundtrack was amazing, but that song was just, oh.
Yeah.
Like I think you could sort of choke on the saccharine sugar of it.
I like the
I think,
Genesis.
I think you could choke on the saccharine sugar of a lot of Sonic songs. Sonic
I like
vocals
the Genesis version of the 3D Blast soundtrack.
We're not getting into this discussion. Not again.
Saturn, dude. Saturn. Sorry.
Genesis. Why can't we like both? Why can't we like both? Why can't we just like both?
We can like both.
I like both of the Sonic CD soundtracks, so I'm not like a big hater, but I'm just I love the Saturn stuff and not the Genesis. I don't hate it. I just
It's Richard Jakes. So.
Diamond Dust. Diamond Dust.
Dust. Oh, that was so good.
So good.
I'm actually really glad that people can pinpoint a very specific bad song in their memory.
Yeah.
Like it just goes to show that video game music can pull you in and push you away. It just really depends.
So
grab your butt.
Sixto actually hit us with a question on Twitter. He says you gave some examples of genres that were underrepresented on OCR. Any genres that you feel are overrepresented?
I know. Wait. Hold on. I've been doing this for almost 10 years now, and I gotta say, way overrepresented. Sixto sounds.
Wait, let's watch the chat.
Watch the chat. Watch the chat. Count the seconds between. Count the seconds between the lightning and the thunder.
Brutal.
Where is it?
Oh, man.
Come on, man! Where's it at?
Where's the thunder?
It's just generic butt rock, and then like, I mean, you've heard one, you've heard them all, and I mean, Sixto butt.
He's not gonna respond.
He's not gonna respond now.
It doesn't matter. He's not real. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because he's not real.
Oh, there it is. There it is.
He's not real.
Alright.
So DJ.
No, we love you.
I do believe
DJ
very actively driving artists away from OC Remix.
So DJ Pretzel and I go to Texas to go to the first Screw Attack gaming convention, and we were gonna grab some grub with Sixto, and we had the plans laid out. We're gonna meet Sixto. This is gonna be awesome. He totally flaked out on us, like, nah. And we thought we were gonna meet this cat, and so and Gladiator was there too.
Yeah.
And we thought we were all gonna meet, and so he's like, man, I'm busy, whatever, can't do it, and he totally didn't do it. So.
Oh man.
Sorry, he did the same thing to OCAD when we went to Screw Attack.
Come on, man. You got to come out to like an event or something.
Look,
man.
if anything,
everyone wants to meet you so badly.
He will never ever meet anybody now.
That's the leverage he had. That's the leverage he had.
Yeah, he's the enigma, man.
It's powerful leverage.
I'm telling you, it's Andy.
It's not Andy.
If you spell Zircon backwards, it spells Sixto. Okay.
You just turn the X sideways, and it's still an X, and like maybe it becomes a Z, and you like slide the line.
It's a Z like any xylophone. That's basically.
Anyway, I don't have a real answer to that question because I don't think
there is no real answer to that question.
Yeah, I don't think there is any.
Overrepresented. We love everything. Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's hard to point out stuff that you
including Sixto. Let's not give people the wrong impression. We love that guy. Fantastic musician.
He's got a good sense of humor.
Yeah, he's a great guy. We just want to meet him. That's all, and it'd be fun to hang out, and just like play video games and stuff, But
now, did you say meet as an M-E-E-T or
M-E-A-T? Get out of here with that nonsense. Gross and inappropriate.
Oh, I thought you were gonna come up with cheesy mix titles for Super Meat Boy remixes or something.
Nice to meet
So
you.
Super Meat Boy would just be
That's the album, man.
Is it?
I think so.
Is it? It should. If it isn't, it should be. I guess.
Nice to meet you. Yeah.
Nice to meet you. but no, it would be nice to meet you, but it wouldn't even be spelled like meat. It would just be M-E-E-T.
Oh my God! So, all right, Shark. X-Men 2 Clone Wars. Send in the clones.
Yeah, send in the clones.
Oh, great. Tremendous.
All right. I think we're done with questions.
Great show. Great show.
Yeah. Sixto says we're so done. Oh boy.
The breakup is official. It's going to be on the cover of People magazine tomorrow.
We love you, buddy. All right, so last part of the show is promotions and plugs. So let's go down the line. You guys can pimp out anything you want, having to do with like VGM and like the community and games and stuff. Dia, what do you got? Anything you want to promote?
Kind of. I've been getting back into doing more crafts, so it's not VGM, but it's video game related. And so my question is, I do these. I make the solar piranhas.
Yeah.
And they're pretty cool. I also do fire flowers. I don't happen to have one finished. I have one in the works here with no eyes.
People bought all of them at like PAX.
Yeah, they tend to go pretty well, which is quite nice. So, there's the basic red, and so I'm wondering if I should branch out and do other colors, like orange and maybe yellow.
I think you should stay true to the games. So don't do anything that doesn't show up in a game.
But the thing is, they do show up in games. I've looked up, all these colors do.
Then do them.
But I don't know if they'll be popular enough, or if I should just offer them on like special commission.
I would get one.
In what color?
I would get one in green.
In green?
Yes. Okay. I believe I already have one in red.
Do you?
I think I do. Somewhere around here. If not, I'll have to get one in both.
Where can we buy these things?
You can buy them on my Etsy page, which is shop.DragonAvengerCrafts.com.
Okay. Cool.
Etsy.com, all that. It's on Etsy. Look up Dragon Avenger Crafts, or just go to my signature in OCR forums.
I'm sorry, but you said it so fast. I heard Dragon Avenger Craps.
It's okay. We'll put it on the featured links. Oh, that's beautiful.
Bye-bye.
Okay, Jarrell, anything you want to plug?
Actually, since Larry mentioned it earlier, and sorry if I'm stealing this from you if you were going to plug it, Larry, but Pong Ball stuff. Since you mentioned her, I thought I should plug her too because we're old buddies from the VGmusic.com era. So all three of her CDs up for sale on OverClocked Records. Go check those out. She's a fantastic musician. Wonderful stuff.
Yeah, and Grincia just hot off the presses, so get it. And also, Bloom Defender, the winter track, if you check that one out, I highly recommend that one. That one is...
Is it an alternative top signature?
No, it's just awesome.
Oh, because almost every winter song I know has to be in something other than 4/4.
Oh, no, it's just super jazzy and relaxed, and I love it. It's smart stuff, so check it out. From the Bloom Defender soundtrack, the winter track, get that.
Am I going now, or?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, right, Will left. All right, I've got 6 things to pimp. I'll be quick.
Cool.
Shale's Steam Greenlight game, Strings Theory. Definitely check it out. Give it a
Oh, yeah!
Give it an upvote if you can. I'm going to start actually beta testing it tomorrow.
Oh, cool.
Yep, I will let you guys know how well it is, but it looks incredible and looks really, really good for people who want to get into understanding music. Pixel Noir, I talked with Kunal at PAX East, and the soundtrack is amazing. The game concept is amazing. Go check it out. I think the Kickstarter is over in like 4 days.
3.
3 days.
Yeah, they're down to the wire.
Overclocked University's freshman year album, as we talked about earlier. Check it out at Overclocked. I think it's overclockeduniversity.bandcamp.com. Rusty's Real Deal Baseball, where you can get a Nintendo 4DS and give a nose clipper to a dog whose wife left him. Divinity Original Sin, which is on Steam Beta Access, Early Access. If you've played Baldur's Gate or Icewind Dale and like the advanced D&D stuff, check it out. It's pretty freaking incredible. It's focused on co-op. And finally, my wife and I are going to be streaming that game every Thursday night at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Cool. Cool. Steve, send me all of those links.
I will do so.
So I can put them in the featured links section. Okay. All you guys send me links so I can put them in the featured links thing. What do I want to plug? I want to plug, obviously, follow OC Remix on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and subscribe to us on YouTube. You should be subscribed to us on YouTube. Click the red button. Yeah, it's at OC Remix on Twitter. Facebook.com/OCRemix, YouTube.com/OCRemix. Hit us up on all the social medias and stuff. As always, I want to plug the For Everlasting Peace Mega Man. 25 years of Mega Man. It's our Overclocked Remix's fully licensed first ever commercial album. The digital version's only $10, and it's like 21 tracks. Why don't you have it yet? I don't know. But buy the physical too. It's really pretty. Great art from my friend RNN. Fantastic artist. The discs are gorgeous looking. I should know because we spent like a crap ton of time designing the CDs in my house one weekend. It was really it was like 5 hours of sitting at Photoshop and coming up with all these different ideas.
I think I took a nap behind you guys. Actually,
I think you did actually sit in the chair over here and
just dozed off.
Yeah. While we're sitting here like, oh yeah, change the colors, like do the color balance. It was really, it was an intense session.
Well, it turned out phenomenally, so it's just made the best. I mean, and I love album art on a lot of stuff, including Balance and Ruin was tight. Sonic the Hedgehog, The Sound of Speed.
Temporal Duality also.
Oh yeah, Temporal Duality.
That's one of my favorite album arts.
Sammy Briggs, she was awesome on that. But RNN though on For Everlasting Peace, I'm just. Like I said, Udon quality, pro, totally official, awesome. So
I see how it is. No mention of the album that actually had an art book come out with it.
Knight's cover.
I was talking about Kirby, you jerk.
Oh, forget.
I'm kidding. I was talking about both.
Yeah. So what is it? Kirby art by K.
Yeah, K.
Awesome.
Yeah.
K, awesome.
K is super talented. Any artist that I've seen, basically, that does stuff for OCR is ridiculously talented in the style they do.
Yeah.
Ridic.
Hey, we actually missed a question.
What did we miss?
This person posted the question yesterday. David G. Barrett asks, why are there only 865 tracks in the 1 to 1000 pack? Larry, you can field this one, right?
Sure. We removed a lot of tracks that violated the submission standards of OC Remix, or they were requested to be removed by the artists. So there are gaps right now. As with any of the torrents, the like 1 through 1000 or 1001 to 2000, those are by ID numbers. So there are going to be gaps with the ID numbers based on tracks that were removed. And DJP has admitted that his checks were not as stringent as they should have been way back in the olden days. So, if you Google OC removed, you can download a whole bunch of the stuff that used to be on OCR that was removed because it actually violated the rules that Dave himself had set up.
Yeah, I want to make it clear because sometimes there's some misconception about when we remove tracks. We didn't go back and rejudge tracks based on current standards when we did the lockdown many years ago. We were actually evaluating those tracks against the standards of the time that those remixes were posted. We were not doing qualitative judgments on them. We were looking at things like, is it a MIDI rip? Basically, is it actually a video game remix? All of these very kind of things, these remixes should not have been posted in the first place, kind of stuff.
Yeah, like with the Bubble Bobble stuff, a lot of it was literally taking the original audio and then putting drum loops under it, and that's not, substantively interpretive. Yeah, well, Bad Tune was April Fool's, but anyway.
Yeah.
So, yep. But anyway, that's why they're 865, because we removed a whole ton of them. And fun fact, so we did the first lockdown, or, I wasn't part of that. Shark, you were, I think. Yeah, way back in 03, something like that.
That's an old school.
Yeah, and then it was other judges had to agree, but I think Gray Lightning and I were like, we need another lockdown.
Yeah, I need to do it again.
And we did it, and over the objections, I think, of Dave and probably some other people, like, it's done, I don't want to look through, but we did it again, and got like everything. So it was good. Good times. I miss it.
Yeah.
I mean, haven't we had to even recently remove tracks? Like one of those Pico tracks needed to be removed?
Yeah, WillRock's, because it turned out that it was actually from an anime first, and it was just used in the Sega Pico Pokemon game. Yeah. So that was a bummer, because that was a sweet track. So yeah, still occasionally removals do happen, but they're really rare now. They're very, very rare.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway. Yeah, I'm glad that question came up, though. It periodically comes up.
Yeah. Okay, so
we were in the middle of plugs.
Yeah, I think I was just plugging OC Remix and all this other stuff. So my brother is IMing me. Stop it, Nabil.
I can hear this. You're a popular man.
Yeah. Follow OC Remix on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and subscribe on YouTube right there. Tweet your questions with OCR Talkback. Tune into OCR Talkback every week. I know we talked about moving it to Tuesday last week. It didn't work out this week. We might try it again this Tuesday. Not sure. Keep an eye on Twitter. We'll let you know. And I am DarkeSword, and we have Dia and Jarrell and Larry and Steve-O with us tonight, and this has been OCR Talkback.
And we had WillRock.
And tune in next week to figure out which host bites the dust.
Oh, next time on Dragon Ball Z.
Next time on Dragon Ball Z.
So good. All right. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.